Welcome back to another episode of We Roguelike It, episode 5, which means we're starting a brand new game.
Yes.
This is the first episode of Sunless Sea.
Yes, it is.
Which both Moon and I have been departing from fallen London and being a submarine captain.
I'm not a submarine captain. I'm a sailor captain right now.
Yeah, I'm still a sailor. I don't. How many runs do you have under your belt? I have about 4.
I have about 6 to 8 runs, and concurrently I'm on captain number 5 on a string of 5.
Wow.
So, yeah. Shall we talk first and foremost about the thing I sent you a message about in the middle of the week?
Yes.
So, I picked up this game on Steam, thinking, well, I've got 2 options. I've got my PC or I've got my PS4. Mm-hmm. So I thought I'd take a shot on the PC because I don't play much on my PC, so give it a shot.
Yeah.
Let's just say it doesn't run great.
2018's understatement.
Yeah, so I was getting probably around about maybe 5 to 6 frames a second.
Yeah, you said your CPU was pegged too?
Yep, my CPU was maxed out, everything, no matter what I was doing, they have 3 graphic settings, and the lowest was too high for my thing.
Right.
And I'll be honest, I went through a whole rigmarole of trying to figure out how to optimize it. I literally shut everything on my system down except for the game. Still didn't run that great.
And to be clear, you have a good computer. It's not like you're running something that's 15 years old.
No, this computer was built January of this year. Not to the highest specs, mind you, but still, I'm running a Core i5. Mm-hmm. I'm running, I believe, it's a 980.
Right. You got a good machine. It should be able to run Binding of Isaac and Sunless Sea.
Yeah, it pretty much runs a lot of stuff. Everything I've tried to run on this machine so far, it has crushed.
Yeah.
Granted, I haven't tried running The Witcher. I haven't run Crysis because I don't own Crysis. But for some reason, it just did not want to work. And I think I did some looking
around. Apparently, that happens with some Unity games where it just doesn't like something about your Windows installer, your PC, or something, and it's just not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. So I got a refund on Steam.
Nice. Great.
I put 14 minutes into it, so literally
you did the perfect thing for a refund, which is it doesn't work. Not that I don't like it or it stinks or there's a lady in it. It doesn't work on my computer.
Yep. It literally 5-6 frames a second. The music was great. The graphics looked amazing. I was seeing them in very framey, choppy settings. Like
a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, exactly. So I got my refund on Steam, and I then switched over to the PlayStation 4 and bought it there, because why not?
Yeah, you got your refund.
Yep. And then I started playing this game. And let's just get this out the way first and foremost, shall we?
Okay.
I don't know if I like this game.
Oh, thank God. That's literally the first thing I have written in my notes is, I'm not sure if I like this game or if I hate it.
Just for the record, the very, very top right there, I don't know if I like it.
The thing to me is, I'm leaning more towards I don't like it. So I have, like I said earlier, I have about 4 or 5 runs in. I've spent probably about an hour per run. Mm-hmm. I can't put my finger on exactly what I don't like.
For me, personally, the thing I'm struggling with the most, it's the pace. It is so slow.
It is glacial.
Considering, I mean, you're talking about 2 people here who, don't get me wrong, we just finished Hands of Fate, which is a slow game.
Yes.
But we are also super fans of Isaac, which, when it gets quick, that game is real quick.
Right.
But so much about this just screams, do something else while you're playing it.
Yeah, and I sort of respect that it has a deliberate pace. You know, you're going to have a run. You're not going to have a run that lasts 10 minutes, but you could have a run that lasts 6 hours.
Yep.
You know, that's a possibility if you're having a really great run. And I like that, but when you're presented with your first couple of runs, I'm glad the game at the beginning says your first captain will die, others may succeed.
Yep.
Thank you. Like that you know, roguelike, that helps so much by saying, like, you're gonna die. This is your run. But I think the game feels a little bit aimless at the beginning. So I wanted to get through the first week before I looked at any beginner's guides or anything like that. The tutorial, so much of this game is confusing, and the tutorial is confusing.
Yes, it is. They do not do let me just get my marketing hat on here. They do not do a very good job of onboarding new players.
That is, yes, 100%.
This, like, you load up the game and okay, it's great. It's an amazing set, and like, let's get this out the way first and foremost. I love the lore of this game. Yeah,
like, no one can go on the surface anymore, so you're in this underground sea.
That's the problem, is there are people on the surface still.
Right, like, yeah, I keep getting these little lore things about, like, people going to surface. I was like, wait, I know
exactly how to get there. I know exactly what to do to get there. The problem is you need like 25 supplies to get there. Yep. Goodness. So I love the lore. I love the setting. It's fantastic. By the way, on the PlayStation 4, this thing looks like a pretty good game. On the PC, it looks fantastic. Like, the difference in the graphical nature of this game between the PlayStation 4 and PC is insane. Like, it's one of those things where it's like the PC version is clearly so much higher detail than the PlayStation version.
And the PS4 version runs great, thankfully. And they did a really good job, I feel, of putting it on a controller with 15 different buttons that you're going to need. And it's smart how, you know, to pull out a bigger menu, hold this button, to not do it, to, you know, tap a button. That stuff feels smart.
Yep. There's so much to love about this. But then it's so slow. It's so slow.
Well, on top of that, like, there seems to be, everywhere you go, you'll pick a menu, and I finally feel like I'm getting an idea of the core gameplay loop.
Yeah, I literally hit that yesterday. I was like, okay, it's midnight, and I'm just learning how to actually play this game now. Okay.
Right, like, generate port reports and bring them back to London and turn them in. I was like, oh, okay, now I have money. Oh, okay, cool. All right, that would have been useful a week ago.
Yes.
But one of my biggest problems is once you get past the tutorial stuff, which again is rough. One of my biggest problems is you'll go to a port and you'll interact with something. If you have like the 4 or 5 cards you need to interact with something, cool. Then you might get 6 or 7 cards or fragments or items or things out of it, and you're just, I feel like you're gathering so much stuff, but I never have an appreciation of how I turn that into other stuff or how I leverage that into going somewhere else to do something.
Yep. For example, so here's some... I think the biggest difference between this and most other roguelikes we've played so far is there is a lot less randomization to this.
Yeah.
Apparently, between deaths, the layout of the majority of the map will change.
Right.
But mostly the 4 corners stay the same.
Okay, and it seems like London is always in the same spot it's in.
Yeah, so like Fallen London is always like pretty much dead center on the west. There is a thing on the south, there is a thing on the north, there on that side. Roughly the middle will shift a little bit, but not to a huge degree kind of thing. It will just change a little bit. But as I'm repeating the runs, I'm finding out more and more. Like, I went to Vanderblight.
Yes.
Which is the place north of Fallen London. I went past that to somewhere else and docked there and got an encounter which gave me something to do with this serpent thing. And then on a different run entirely, I saw the hand-in mission for that serpent stuff.
Okay.
So now I know to hand in that mission at Fallen London, I need to go to that place, deal with that encounter, hopefully roll as successfully as I did roll, and then go back to Fallen London with the rewards to get the rewards.
Right.
There is several repeatable missions which are okay and profitable wise. Pro tip, I think it's the Hunters, I don't know, the Hunters something. It's literally right next to Fallen London.
Yeah, with like the three sisters.
Yep. Every time you can get the chance to go there with a new thing, then that's great. The flavor text means so much that you don't learn about naturally.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm assuming by now you know about the bell.
No.
Okay, you know when you're randomly sailing through the underzee and you hear the bell?
Yes.
And there's a little golden symbol on the left-hand side that appears.
Yeah, like where your log is.
Yeah. That is what's known as a new encounter will happen the next time you go to a port. So, for example, if you have that bell and you go to Fallen London, you could get the guy with the knife who makes you an offer you can't refuse.
Gotcha.
Or you could get the policeman who wants to search your hold. Or you could get the university who wants your help researching a bunch of other stuff. That indicates when you go to a port, there is a new special encounter thing for you.
Something new will happen?
Yes, and it doesn't matter which port you go to, something will happen at that port the next time you dock. But then you get the flavor text, like a breeze passes by, waves your hair, and then stops. That indicates there is a new story at a port for you to go and collect the new story or the new encounter or the new mission. So there is all of the flavor text actually usually means something.
Okay. I thought it was just like, cool world building stuff. And I was like, this is all, the game is incredibly well written. Like that's one thing I'm enjoying consistently is that stuff
writing,
is really great.
The lore, everything about that. Have you bumped into the Claymen yet?
No. Good. No, the one encounter I did have, I was hoping that some of my ship's deaths would be more interesting. A lot of them are, I ran out of food and fuel before I figured out the gameplay loop, and everybody ate each other and after killing each other. So, not
really
super
quick.
exciting.
Did you end up just sitting there waiting for your food to go down or your insanity to go up? Hit square, pull up the menu. You've got an abandoned ship option right there.
Okay, perfect.
Because I sat for an hour and a half waiting for my characters to go insane, and then kept on succeeding the roll, which lowered their insanity.
No. Okay, good to know.
So if you hit square, so if you have supplies but no fuel, if you hit square, there's a chance to roll supplies into fuel.
Yeah, because you can search for fuel stuff.
Yes. And then obviously you have the forbidden taste kind of perk that you can that you can take at one point. But if you're completely out of options, if you open your logbook, there is literally a abandoned ship option in one of those choice boxes. So
that would have been helpful on a run I had. One of the runs I had yesterday, because I went to the southern edge of the map, and there was just giant land masses.
Did you see the big spinny thing in the bottom left corner?
No. Okay. I was more in the middle.
Okay, I'm not going to say anything then.
Okay. So I went to the upper left-hand corner, and I could sail off the map. And I was like, well, I'm definitely going to try this.
You went to the something straits is what it's called.
Yeah,
and there's a little path.
The Avid Horizon is where it sent me to.
I've been to 2 places up there. I've not been sent. I sailed off the map twice. Once I got sent to Frostblight, and the other time I got sent through the North Gate. I've never been to Avid Horizon. Okay.
I think Avid Horizon might be one of the names for just like a frozen thing up there, because it seems to randomize some names of some places. But that was a harrowing experience because I was down to not a lot of supplies or fuel when it teleported me.
And it takes a bunch away from you.
Well, it didn't take a bunch away from me. It took almost all of my crew. So I couldn't go to 2 speed. I could only go to 1.
Yep.
That took me a half an hour to get from there to Fallen London, like stopping at any port I could just to buy like 1 more fuel and 1 more supply. And then I eventually, by the time I got there, I had 1 crew member left because every once in a while a tentacle would come out of the ocean.
Oh, because
it would grab a crew member.
Insane. That's
yeah,
what that
and
is.
then, well, yeah, and then it would just go away. And I was like, but I need them.
Yeah.
I only have 4 people.
That's a really high fear effect. I think it's around about 75 that starts showing up.
Yeah, by the time I got to Fallen London, I was at 90, and I did something to bring it all the way back down to 0.
The second you hit Fallen London, it automatically goes down to 50. So that's good.
Okay. Yeah, and I did some like walk around events, some dice roll event too. And like that, the part that's frustrating for me early days in Sunless Sea is that, like we're saying, the writing is great, the lore is really interesting, the mood of it is really great. It genuinely feels dark and a little bit oppressive.
Yep.
And all these events are cool, and I like finding, here's what happens as you start going crazy, and here's what happens as you start running out of food. But the amount of time it takes to lay the groundwork for a moderately successful run to see that stuff is so long.
Yep. I think the biggest thing for me right now is, I'm not doing too bad on the run I'm currently on. I think the biggest thing I've taken away from the start of this is don't fight anybody. It's just not worth it right now. I have 1 gun, and it usually takes me 2 or 3 fuel to do the maneuvering necessary to actually fight somebody.
And to kill like a bat.
It's just not worth it.
Yeah, turn off your light and just sneak away.
Mm-hmm. Turn off your light, hit the triangle button, get that little boost going, and just go.
Right.
Hope you don't go crazy in the meantime.
Yeah.
Genuinely, there's so much I like about this game. I'm gonna have to put a little bit more time into it and try and figure out if this is one of those games where there is an optimal path for me to actually make progress, or what, because I'm genuinely enjoying playing the game right now. It's just so slow. Yeah,
I feel like for you and I, the time investment is really tough. To pull back, we're playing stuff for TVGP and for Game Club and for We Roguelike It.
And Game of the Year is coming up soon, so there's a whole bunch of stuff we're trying to finish.
Right, so for a game, it's certainly not Sunless Sea's fault that it is a deliberate experience, but that's not... Long runs are not the thing we can suffer right now.
There's a reason I haven't played Dead Cells for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, there's a lot of reasons why I haven't played Dead Cells lately. But yeah, I feel like I want to... Once we're done, I want to look at some beginner's guides and see if there's anything really obvious I'm missing that maybe the tutorial didn't teach me. I don't want to look for, like, here's how to get $50 bajillion in 20 seconds. Like that, I'm not really interested in that. I don't want to have a super huge ship that has 20 guns on it, because that doesn't seem like the way you want to go. I just want to have a whole bunch of fuel and supplies. It's like I did the Father's Bones quest on one of my people and said, just sail all the way down to the southeastern corner of the map. And I was like, cool, I will just beeline it straight for there. I had a bunch of food and fuel, and there was a ship there. It was like a glorious glowing ship that had 50 crew on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like
bright golden, dead shiny.
Yep. I was like, nope. I'm not even gonna attempt going close to it. I know they will kill me in one shot.
Yep. Usually a good indicator I've noticed there is the higher the health bar number, the higher damage they put out.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I've killed a couple of people just by sneaking up behind them, getting in the blind spot, and just putting bullets into them while they try and turn to the point where they can hit me. And I'm just like, no, right. I'm literally in your blind spot, and there's nothing you can do. I will just stay here and maneuver with you to make sure I stay there. Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, I wrote a whole bunch of
wrote a whole bunch of notes here that I think at the end don't matter too much. One thing I guess we didn't talk about is carrying stuff over from run to run. I think that's a cool idea.
It is, but right now it feels like I can't do it yet because it has these certain things that you need to fulfill before you can actually do that. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what those things are.
Yeah, like I like that. For me, one of the best things I've done is just, hey, let's carry over the map.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I know we're bringing the tomb people.
That's all I've done.
Yeah, like I did one where it is carry over some money because I ended one run with a lot of money, and that was helpful. But you know, I think as we unlock more stuff, you know, fingers crossed that'll work out well. But it's hard because I think to wrap up for me, I want to really like it, and I am really liking parts of it, but I really feel lost in a way that I usually don't when you start roguelike, because most of them have such a small scope that expands over time, that having such a huge scope to begin with the limited knowledge, it feels rough. Not bad, but just it's a rough beginning.
Yeah, it's like Hand of Fate does a really good one where it starts you and it's like 2 floors, then it's 2 floors again, then it's 3, then it's 4, then it's 5. Isaac starts you with 3 floors to beat the game at the beginning.
Yep.
Before you know it, you're doing 12, but you know.
Right.
This is just like, here's the world, go.
Yeah, like you just explore however much you want. Like if you do something wrong, you're gonna get punished for it, which is fun. But
I have been killed by a tentacle, a shark, insanity, fuel,
hunger,
a shark with straps on it, which was weird.
Yeah, I ran into that once and I didn't get killed. I think I left it alone because it's like, look, if someone put this shark in a straitjacket, I'm not gonna mess with it.
Yeah. R3 is toot your horn as well, by the way.
Yes, I like tooting. Yeah, it's real good. All right, any last thoughts here before we scoot?
No, that's pretty much it for me. It's at this point for me, it's mostly a case of I still don't know how I feel.
Yeah, it's just diving more into it and seeing if it eventually, if we can figure out how to start a run.
Yes.
I feel like is probably the most important thing. So
yeah, definitely.
But we will see next week. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.